But getting back to this game that I never left.
You know, it's been so many people saying, why the channel was, created. And like I said in the last live, if people were paying attention, I told them that when it originally started, it was just for the youth. It was so many people getting killed, in Chicago, that it was imperative for somebody to say something. You know what I mean? Like, man, I had to. So I went from that to, of course, being at the different participants of the lifestyle, people that know me in the street. Once they sat up there and they seen certain videos, they was like, man, that was powerful. And, it's always my belief that in order for the truth to be established, lies have to be abolished first. And, it was so many of you getting on my videos, asking questions about different participants in the lifestyle, and different lifestyles of the streets. But one person that kept just coming up was Snooki. And so many people have a negative definition and vision of the participants of the lifestyle of pimping and hoeing due to the fact of the participants such as like Snooki. So if you see a guy and if he's been accused of presiding over children, he's admitted to snitching, working with the feds, somebody that's a novice or somebody that's not knowledgeable of the lifestyle, they gonna automatically assume that, they gonna judge the whole population just by the representation that's being shown on television. So with that being said, they just gonna go in with it and just say, you know what? All of them pimps are like that. All of them will snitch. All of them will, as the lies have been told, all of them they'll sell their own ass. A pimp will sell his own ass, to basically sit up there, you know what I mean, and get through. It's almost like if we were in a gang or something and it was a whole crew of us and, those within our crew, we loyal to one another. We set principles and standards for us to live by. And one of us, goes out and does something contrary to the principles and standards, that we set. And because we have to uphold them standards in the game, that particular person that did that abominable act, they got to be eliminated. They have to be deleted simply because we didn't want anybody to think that we have weak links within our camp. This is the mentality of those basically, of street people. So when you have in the lifestyle of pimps, it's already been rumors going around saying that, pimps mess with children. They prey on the weak. They look, as Taxstone would say, they're looking for feeble-minded people. They playing chess with little kids and things like that. So I took it upon myself to destroy that, that image. I want the world to know that this man is not a pimp. Irregardless of who you seen in your community, your uncle or your cousin, if they were in agreement with presiding over a children, beating children, pandering on children, sending children out to prostitute, children that are under the age of 18 years old, I declare to you, they are not the pimping. That is not a pimp. See, some of you are under the impression that as long as a guy has a woman prostituting and she's given the distribution from her acts of prostitution, you establish in your little mind that he's a pimp because of what he has currently going on with these women. And I'm here to tell you that, in that lifestyle, there are prerequisites, there are standards. And if that person does not meet that standard, then they're not a pimp, irregardless of how many women they have. They can have a large following like King Solomon, but if they're not basically behaving themselves, living according to the rules and regulations of the game, then they're not in the game. As I often always say, if I come on the basketball court playing football, will you look at me as a basketball player? If I'm on the football field with a basketball, everybody got on a football helmet and everybody going according to the rules and regulations of the NFL, and I'm on there trying to slam dunk, y'all gonna look at me crazy. Why? Because I'm not playing according to the rules and regulations of that game. So that's just like with pimping and hoeing. You can't say that everybody's a pimp just because, he got a broad or a bitch. So I don't want people to think that you could be a snitch and be a pimp. I don't want people to think that, you can preside over a child that's less than 18 years old and be a pimp. So this had to be abolished, as I like to say. Before the truth could be established, lies have to be abolished first. Some of the older people, and then, you got some even my age, that was on Discord with me because of the popularity. And honestly, I seen the channel as the definition of small because, I'm looking at people like Vlad and academics and, with a million subscribers. Of course, we done came a long way. We almost at 10,000 now, but at the same particular time, the channel is still the definition of small. So there was no need for anybody to display or convey any type of jealousy. But, when you start getting, noticed and everything like that, a lot of people let this social media shit, go to their head. And, that's the whole purpose of the channel was to give information to keep the young people from being incarcerated. Because I didn't think that the older crowd was lacing the younger crowd. And the scripture says, the people without a vision, they perish. So, if you don't have somebody giving you the information, how could you, as I like to say, how you going to conform and perform something that you're not being informed about? And the older crowd, they're not doing nothing but crying and bitching, complaining and things. And I just want you to know that wisdom is not shown by complaining about problems. Wisdom is shown by giving a solution to a problem. If I just got on and made videos all the time, talking about the problems and all of that shit, you're going to be like, man, all of this dude, all he do is complain and, he cuss everybody out. He come with, he rebukes everybody, but he never gives an explanation. He never gives a logical explanation on why this is wrong. So that's what we needed. And so I had to, because nobody else was stepping up to the motherfucking plate. We got too many people sitting over there doing 30 and 40 years before they even get 20 seconds to be in the game, man. And that shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? So there's a young man right now that's in somebody's CCDC. There's a young man right now in somebody's Cook County. And that could have been prevented if the information was given. I'm not saying everybody is going to conform to the information. But what I am saying to you is that a lot of people would have avoided losing time in their life if somebody would have took the time out to properly give them the information on how to avoid, being in somebody's jail cell, how to avoid being on somebody's yard, a prison yard. But nobody was taking out the time. We got a big population of people just crying and, what they think, why is he doing this? And, let's kick game on the street. You ain't kicking no game on the street. And the reason I can say that because I'm looking at the results of not having no game. So I know you're not kicking no game on the streets. And then I observe a lot of statements and statuses of a lot of you, and I've got to keep it all the way 100. Some of you is idiots. So I don't want the youth listening to you because I don't want that, your ideology, to basically produce another population of idiots. So yes, it's very mandatory, man, for this game to be conveyed, man. Because a lot of you niggas, man, be saying stuff. And I'm not too long ago, somebody damn near 40 years old, he said that, when a bitch break herself to him, that basically she got to break herself to his bitch too. Now, he's not the only idiot like this. There's a whole population of idiots like that. Now, just picture you know what I mean, a group of idiots like this, and the young people, they novices, they come into the game, they don't know nothing, and they listening to that, and because he might say something that's slick in between and it sound good, they just conform to it. So that's why, man, the real game has to come through. The information has to come through. You know what I mean? So it just has to come through. Without this game, we gonna keep losing our young people. We gonna keep losing. You know, it's gonna keep being mothers have to get on airplanes like my mother. You know, my mom used to travel from Chicago to come down to Vegas to come visit me. You know, just to talk to her son, you know, on the telephone and look at me on the TV screen. That was a terrible feeling. And I don't want history repeating itself. So that's why I take out the time, man, to enlighten your mind. I hope you guys live as long as you want and never want as long as you live, man. Y'all be blessed now.